Hey everyone, happy Finance Friday. Happy Finance Friday. As you guys know, my son is in a different time zone, so he is going to be on momentarily. But I wanted to get the show started, get some people coming on into the room. Come on into the room. Put a 1 in the chat if you are here with me and you can hear me. I think, let me look and just check and make sure that we are live. Yes, we are here. We are live. Happy Finance Friday, everyone. So while I'm waiting for my son to get into the room, hey, Jordan. Hey, Dr. Lydia. Thanks for being here again. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for my son to get in the room, just you guys know we have a great letter today, which also is kind of a weird letter today because being a real estate person, I don't even know how this even happened. But the subject of today's letter is I worked 2 jobs for a house my mother-in-law now owns. So I don't understand what some people are doing. I don't know what's happening in these real estate and these finance streets, but we're going to try to get to the bottom of it. We're going to try to figure out what's going on. Hopefully everybody had a beautiful Finance Friday. It was a beautiful day here. It kind of seemed like it was going to rain for a little minute, but it didn't. But I keep hearing people say that it looks like it was going to pour down raining, but at least where I am, it did not rain at all. So it still maintained a really beautiful day and very productive. My husband said he doesn't see me streaming on Facebook. Can you refresh, Jerome? Because it looks like I'm live on Facebook. Or if not, maybe you can click the YouTube link. But it does look like I'm streaming live on Facebook on my end. If you're on Facebook, can you put a 1 on the chat if you can see me? Because it looks like on my phone I can see myself on Facebook. Hopefully you guys can see me also. But yes, we have a great letter for you guys today. A great topic. So I can't wait to share everything with you. I'm just waiting for my son to get into the room so I can let him in the meeting room. But in the meantime, I did tell him that I would have everybody ready to go. So come on into the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Is anybody on Facebook where they can tell me that they can see me on Facebook live? Because Jerome is saying that he did not see me. If everybody is on YouTube, that's fine as well. In the meantime, while you are on, if you are on YouTube, can you please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that we can grow the platform as well? I don't think that we've been saying that every week. We be so busy talking and in the moment that we are forgetting to tell people to like, share, and subscribe. So please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I don't see an additional comment from Jerome, so hopefully he can see me on Facebook. Okay, Jordan said that she liked, shared, and subscribed. Thank you, Jordan. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate all of the likes and the shares. I actually came here, so I know my son was trying to race home in traffic. I got home. It says I'm green on Facebook, not alive. Okay, I think you may have a delay, Jerome, because I think I've been live the entire time. But I had a busy day, and my son is fighting traffic, and I came from Northern Virginia. I had a listing appointment today in Northern Virginia, and It took me almost 2.5 hours to get out of traffic in Northern Virginia, but not because it was just a lot of traffic, because it was some kind of accident or something. So when that happens on a Friday, you have no other choice but to be patient. If you guys follow me and you don't know, okay, Jerome said he's here, so he sees us. Hey, Jerome. If you guys have been following me, then you know that I have to always call him my baby boy because he is not a baby, but most of the time people get my children confused because I do have 2 boys and 2 girls. So they get the girls confused, they get the boys confused. So someone asked me recently, was my son that's graduating from college next weekend the son that I do the podcast with? And it is not. It's my youngest son. My oldest son is who I do the podcast with, but here he is now. So my youngest son is graduating from college next weekend. We're very excited. And what I've been thinking about is possibly getting them both on the show, because my youngest son is also a licensed realtor at my brokerage, and he's also my loan officer assistant. So he kind of handles the real estate and the mortgage side, if you did not know that. So my oldest son is our Forex trading stock expert. My youngest son has been a licensed realtor in Maryland since he was 18 years old, and he's 23 now. He's also a real estate investor. We helped him get his first investment property when he was 19, and he has worked as my loan officer assistant for several years now. So if you are interested in a family show, just let us know. We'll get everybody on here. They're all in the chat right now, so we can get them on here. And because people love to hear all of us talk, even, which most of the time you guys see Jerome and I all the time together at our events. But just let us know. Send us an email to financefridayletters@gmail.com if you want to see me get some more of my kids on here to talk about finance, because they all can. They all, and my daughter, I think Josie may be on here, or if not, she's about to log on in a minute. She's also a licensed realtor at our office, so we can definitely get the gang all here. Hey, Monte, we were just on here chatting it up until you hopped on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, you ready to hop?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. We can start reading it right now. I'm ready.
Okay. So again, welcome everyone to this episode of Finance Friday, the CEO Lounge. I am your host, because I keep saying, Monte, we're forgetting to tell them to like, share, and subscribe. So I am your host. Oh, Jordan said building generational wealth. Yes, Jordan, you already know. Jordan already know. You know, Jordan. So I am your host, Dr. Ebony McArthur, and I am here with none other than my co-host, my oldest son.
I'm Monte, everybody. I am brand CEO. Happy Friday.
Yes, Monte, I am brand CEO. And I was telling him we have a crazy letter today that involves real estate deeds and so forth that I don't even know how this has happened. But let me jump straight to it. So the subject of today's letter is I work 2 jobs for a house my mother-in-law now owns. So dear Dr. Edmond, I am brand CEO. Last month was supposed to be the proudest moment of my life. We finally closed on our dream home because my husband's credit was too shaky to qualify. The entire burden was on me. I worked 2 jobs for 18 months, barely seeing my family, just to scrape together the $60,000 down payment. That's a large down payment. Since I was the only one on the mortgage, I naturally assumed the house belonged to me. But at the closing table, amidst a mountain of paperwork, my husband kept sliding pages towards me, telling me they were just administrative and standard procedure for married couples. I trusted him. I just got the recorded deed back from the county, and my blood is boiling. Those administrative papers were actually a quit claim or an addendum that added his mother to the deed as a joint tenant. When I confronted him, he didn't even apologize. He said it's his cultural duty to ensure his mother is taken care of and that she has a legal right to a roof over her head if anything happens to him. Dr. Ebb, I'm the only one on the loan. If I stop paying, the bank comes after me. But if I stay, she legally owns half of my hard work. As a broker, tell me, is there any legal way to undo this without a divorce? And I am brand CEO. How do I handle a man who used my credit and my sweat equity to gift his mother a house she didn't pay for? Signed, the landlord of my own nightmare. So this is, hey, Julesy, happy Finance Friday. There's Jules in the chat. So I'm so lost with this letter, number one.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
I'm so lost. Like, I mean, I have been to hundreds of closings in my career, and I just don't know how was it conducted. Like, I have so many questions, and I wish they would have gave us more details. Like, was it a settlement agent present? How did your husband just slide documents to you and sign it? Was it at the closing table? Was it not presented by a settlement agent? Was it not presented by an attorney? You know, I don't know how, because it would have to be, like you said, if it was a quit claim deed, then who drew these documents up? Did the title company already draw them up? Or is it something that your husband already had drew up and just kind of slid over to you and had you sign? And it's just so weird. Why would he put his mom on the deed instead of putting him on the deed? I don't know the age of his mom, but that would not make much sense. I guess if he was the owner, that would automatically, you know, if he had that cultural point of view, then I'm sure he wouldn't put his mom on the streets if he was the owner. So I don't understand why he wouldn't put himself on the deed if he was going to do that. Or even just have a conversation with you and say, hey, wife, I would love to be added to the deed and title. We do that all the time. I say this on the show all the time. More time than not, both parties are not in the same equally yoked situation. So when we get all of these, you know, family dynamics and relationship letters with finances, just know that my personal experience is typically one or the other that's either in a better situation, or one is not in a situation at all, and only one can, you know, qualify for the loan. And we're really just adding the other person just for the ownership rights. So we just add people to deed and title all the time, and they're not on the loan. It's something that's very, very common. So I don't even understand why he didn't just ask his wife for him to be added to the title. Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused on how, like you said, how did it all just happen at once? Like, none of this was brought up before until we actually, it's like they marched all the way down the field, and as soon as they got to the goal line, it's like now he just starts slipping her papers right at the touchdown. So I wonder how it happened right then and there. Then how did she just let it, like, I know it happened right in front of you, but you also signing documentations for your house and stuff. So you didn't think to stop and look through it yourself to make it seem like he hit you with the okie doke when you also had the ability to, you know, look at it yourself. Like, you got your own two eyes. So I mean, I feel like she just as much to blame as him, even though he is definitely in the wrong for how his approach on how he went about it.
I just feel like this is something that Dr. Lydia and I talk about all the time. Like, are you just home being manipulated all day? Like, and now this is just another version of the manipulation? Because it doesn't even make sense. Like, it has to be something that some kind of energy or something. When he started slipping you papers, you didn't just start think like, my husband and I have bought a lot of properties together. I've never seen him just start sliding and slipping me papers. And it seems like to her, she noticed that it was him slipping her the papers and she still was signing them. Like, it's just kind of weird how this went down.
Rome said she was trusting her husband.
Apparently so, but I mean, that's why I always like more details. How long have you been married? How long have you guys been together? Obviously, this is your first home together. She seems like from the letter, she saved the bulk of the money. I don't know what his credit was, what his income was, and things like that.
Yeah, she said his credit was bad, but I don't think she said an exact score though. But she said because she said it was shaky.
It was shaky. So yes, I get it, Rome. She was probably
Rome said the old banana. Rome said the old banana in the tailpipe.
I mean, maybe she was trusting her husband, but I feel like your husband has been manipulating you for a long time. The landlord of my own nightmare. Your husband may have been manipulating you for a long time, and maybe this is your eye opener. where he actually has now slipped his mother as a joint tenant
A
on
joint
your
tenant, yeah. The joint tenant is crazy. Like, what do you mean? Like, is your mom our roommate? What's going on? Like, we did all this house shopping and planning to do this big move, and your mom wasn't a part of it at all. So how
yeah,
did she
Dr.
just?
Lydia said, I'm sorry, that's not culture, that's fraud. Exactly. Like that's fraud. Like how that's not even trusting your husband. I'm sorry, Rome. That's literally I don't know what's happening in this relationship. So let's start there. It's clearly a bunch of trust issues to add your mom. And like I said, I would even possibly feel a little better if he added himself, but to add your mom and say that culturally that's something that you have to do, like that conversation did not happen before did they drive together to closing? Because I gotta picture all of this. Because you guys get dressed at home. The landlord of my own nightmare. You got to give me a little more details. Hopefully, we get a follow-up comment or something anonymously. Did you guys get dressed together at home and drive to closing? And then all of a sudden, he's sitting beside you just handing documents. And I'm just surprised. Again, I've been in hundreds of closing. I'm surprised that the escrow agent or the attorney or whoever in your state closed you guys did not actually say, like, what is those documents or what's going on? I've never seen people just start handing papers to each other in the middle of closing. So it's all kind of weird to me.
Yeah, their real estate agent seemed like Reverend Leon Lonnie Love or somebody. Like, I don't know who their real estate agent was or who closed their deal, but yeah, I mean, I just jump right in. She said, I am brand CEO. How do I handle a man who used my credit and my sweat equity to gift his mother a house he didn't pay for? I mean, honestly, I'm not really here to give relationship advice, but I just feel like for everybody relationship and just like how do you handle a man who did that, I feel like it's with different relationships Rome lad with different relationships, I feel like it just whatever works for you. Like I feel like it goes right back to the communication again. Like I feel like the communication in this whole relationship, not just as far as the house, but just in general, is completely off. Like you said, did y'all not drive in the same car to closing together? Like you just weren't aware of these documents at all until he got to the table. Like he had to go, get those papers printed out. He had to speak to somebody about them. So for him to go through that whole process of even having the papers to present you at the table and, keep it a secret from you and make it, sign this real quick, sign this. It just seemed like he wasn't moving with like genuine intent. And I feel like they just need to increase their communication as well. Like all the way back to the drawing board. Cause I don't understand how he can just say, oh yeah, my mom she deserves a house over her head. Like basically she's entitled to that. So I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I like Dr. Lydia's comment. She needs to get a free consult with a real estate attorney about deed rescission and save every text where he's tried to explain it away. Like exactly. So the question you just answered
Dr. Lydia not playing around at all.
No, like this is crazy. And you just so her question to me is where is it? Is there a legal way to undo this without a divorce? So technically you don't need to get divorced, but I would do another quick claim deed, removing the mother from off the paperwork. I would go home from off the deed of my home, So maybe she's afraid to speak up to her husband to say that she doesn't want this or she doesn't agree to it, because I don't see that part of the conversation. But soon as he said that to me and he's arguing me down that I'm wrong for not wanting that, I would turn around and argue him down and let him know. And as a matter of fact, your mom is going to sign transferring everything back over to me as the sole owner. And I would even have a conversation. I mean, if she wants to save her marriage, again, to me, if the husband wants to be on deed and title, that's one thing. But all the manipulation games and things like that, I mean, it's an absolute no for me altogether. And I did do the same thing I did last Finance Friday. I highlighted a little bit of red flags that I even put in the video description. So, one of them that I documented was how someone can be on the deed but not on the mortgage. So as the real estate person, I did want to quickly explain that again. All the time, we do transactions on a monthly, weekly basis where someone is on the mortgage, but not on the deed. What that means is that she is financially responsible for the house. Not even the husband didn't even put himself to have any responsibilities at all. So she would need, if she wanted to sell the house or anything, she would need the mom's permission, not even her husband's permission. I'm just curious, what's her relationship with the mother-in-law also? Because it just seems like your mother-in-law, was she in on it? Or is her and her son in on this together or something? But we do it all the time. One person, one party, or multiple parties can be on the mortgage that are not on the deed, and they are still considered rightful owners of the property. So that piece is normal. All of the piece about the husband sliding paperwork at closing is where I get lost.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sit there because she's saying that she, like you said, she's the only person that's on the loan by herself. But also, I feel like she also probably feels the type of way because it does say that she confronted him. So I mean, I don't think she scared to bring it up. It say that she confronted him, but it seemed like he just kind of, think that she's a pushover, I guess. So he basically think that, like, basically, I don't know if he think that it can be reversed. So maybe he didn't do his due diligence on that, and he think, like Rome said, he just pulled a fast one. And you signed the papers already, and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, no, we can reverse it. And I also do like how Dr. Lydia and you both chimed in saying, like, the way that they can reverse it without divorcing and stuff, because I feel like, and I don't know their age, and I would like to know all three of their age, the age of her and her husband or spouse, and also the age of the mom as well, to be putting the house in the mom's name or anything like putting her on it, to know her age as well. So I feel like that information just would have to be shared, but I feel like he definitely is like, think he getting over and just pushing over a little bit. So I feel like she just need to, go more in depth with the conversation, and like you said, just immediately let him know, like, hey, this is not what's gonna happen. She needs to sign everything back over, and if you want to get on there and give her, half of what you will rightfully own, then they can go about it that way.
Yeah, I agree. Dr. Lydia said, however, she does need to keep paying the mortgage payment because stopping it only hurts her. Yeah, she's the only person on the mortgage. She is the only person financially responsible. So not only did she put up $60,000, like what is the sales price of this home to put your mom on it? Because she put up $60,000. I'm assuming between, she says in the letter down payment, but I'm assuming it's down payment and closing costs. But to put up everything on your own, then she is the only person that's financially responsible. So she has to keep making the payment until she reaches out to a title attorney, a real estate attorney, to basically, like I said, you can do another quit claim deed to remove somebody off of deed and title, especially because they're not on the loan. The only other way to do it is to do a refinance, and then the mom would still need to sign. So that's where the sticky situation is. Oftentimes when it's your spouse, like you said, and she confronted her spouse and all of those things, you could probably get your spouse to agree to do a lot more. I don't know if the mom is just listening to everything her son is saying and just going with the flow. Like you said, the age matters. If the mom is a lot older, I don't even know why we need to give her a house or ownership anyway. Like if the mom 80 or 90, or is the mom 65? Like all of that makes a difference a little bit.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't know the sales price of the home. Maybe that because it's a very expensive home. He's just thinking his mom will have the equity. Jerome said his mom has the first floor primary bedroom. Well, they didn't even say the mom was moving in, did they?
Yeah, I want to. That's what I want to know. Is the mom in on it? Like, is this some type of mom and son out to get we about to sneak and do this a sneaky way? Do the mom even want the house? Is this just something that the son think that it's a tradition that he wants to start? Like, who gave him the okay, or like who did he run this by to even go out of his way and have these papers to even present them at the table?
And like Dr. Lydia said, this is not cultural. What culture is this? I've worked with all types of people in real estate transactions from all walks of life, all different states, all different countries. I've never what they would have to explain. What is the culture? We need more details about what culturally says you have to sneak and add your mom to the deed and title of a property. So I would love a little bit more details on everything to have some more information on this. But yeah, I think it starts back with their relationship. Like you said, we're not here for relationship advice every week, but the reason why we focus on this is because we understand that family relationships, all of those things, like they have the most finance issues. So I'm not surprised that week after week after week, we get letters that involve, husband and wives, children, families, things like that have financial issues, because that's going to be the norm. But I think it all starts with the foundation. Somewhere the communication is lacking, somewhere the trust is lacking, somewhere it's a little bit of manipulation. Hopefully she can feel the husband's energy on a regular basis to know he a little scammer,
Yeah, Rome said a lot of information is left out. It's up for discussion.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a lot of information left out of this letter. So we trying to assist, but we need more. We need a little bit more details, because I don't want to say it, but somebody's scamming. Something is happening.
Yeah, like I was saying, I definitely think that we're not here to give relationship advice, but I think it's good that, a lot of these topics do evolve around, somebody and their spouse, because a lot of people are, especially at least for my generation, I see a lot of people are getting older, going into their, late 20s, hitting that early 30s bridge. Some of my friends are already 30s, getting, married or engaged and stuff like that. So for them to be able to hear that it's so many different situations that might be like bigger than even what they going through. So maybe they're not dealing with the exact things that we talking about, or like maybe their spouse didn't put their mom in the house, but maybe they have like a little petty argument. So for them to see that, okay, it's people out here that's on Finance Friday that's talking about like massive betrayal and a lot of other things, and they're not just getting divorced. So I think it's also good for people to not only learn finances, but also see that, for this generation that's up and coming, for people, anybody who is married, that it's a lot of ways to, if you do want your relationship to, things might happen, but you don't always have to result in just divorce. Like communication, and not only just communication, but being able to understand the person and the partner that you're with. Because I feel like she also feels the type of way because she feel like, one, she's being betrayed because she's the only one on the loan. She didn't know about it. She's the one that raised all the money to even do this in the first place. Like, that's why she said she feel like the mom is taking 50% of the footwork and she didn't do nothing at all. And also, lastly, I feel like her partner or her fiance just not even being considerate, because she said that like he didn't even apologize. So I feel like even if he was being like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought that would be okay, like I didn't know, we can reverse it and we can figure out something from there. So I feel like it was a way that he also could have went about it to, I mean, not necessarily make it right, but just make her at least a little bit more secure, or say like, we can fix this.
Well, in the midst of you saying that you like these topics and these conversations because
I just seen them say it.
In the midst of you saying that you like this conversation because we can show other people that it's a better way to do this other than getting divorced, my husband came in the chat and said he'll give relationship advice.
It's called divorce. And I said that because usually I think maybe it might have been like 4 or 5 Fridays ago. We was on the show and I forgot what the letter was about, but I'm like, yeah, they need to just separate. And then you was like, well, they might can just talk it out. Like, they don't need to separate. And then like, once I thought about it, it's like, okay, well, the answer to everything might not be divorce. Like, that's probably why the divorce rates is high and stuff like that. So I do feel like people definitely need to understand who they dealing with and, sit down and just have conversations, no cell phones, no TVs, talk about finances, talk about life, and, pick their partner's brain so they can, be more aware of stuff like this. Even that, okay, my partner might be capable of this, or I see that he's a mama's boy, or he wants his mom to have some type of security or stability, but just a lot more communication and understanding.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Jerome said, is he on the deed as well? No.
He's not on anything.
Yeah, according to the letter, he's not on anything. He's just
not on anything. He can get his credit fixed and go get his own property somewhere.
Yeah, he kept himself free as a first-time home buyer so he can move forward and do whatever he wanted to do, because he has kept himself clear from everything. So like you said, I don't know what is being swindled here and what's happening. Like you said, I definitely feel like something is going on, and this is not new. This is not like the first generation of people that are in relationships that having finance issues. Again, finances is one of the number one reasons why people get divorced or separated or have even just marital trouble. So let's just say it's not even divorce. It's typically finances. And I always say the easiest way to not have marital troubles is to get your finances together. So if you get your money right, then that eliminates an argument, that eliminates a lot of different things. But we just have so many people week after week that they're not communicating at all. Jerome said, oh, wow, yeah, he removed himself from everything. So he is not currently accountable for anything at all. But just a lack of communication. I feel like people are also afraid to truly see who a person is. And that's one of my biggest things that I even say to all of my children. When someone shows you who they are, you have to believe them. I mean, you must. It's almost like a must. And I always say too, it doesn't mean you have to cut them off. It doesn't mean you have to divorce them. It doesn't mean that you have to not ever speak to them again. You don't have to hold a grudge. You just have to know them to be who they are. So if you know Cousin Pookie is a thief, when they come over for the family cookout, just don't leave $20 on the table. I mean, it's that simple. Just don't leave your valuables out. Just don't leave things out that your cousin possibly may pick up and steal. So you have to trust and know them for who they are the very first time. Jerome said this is like a lifetime story. I know. I don't understand it, honestly. I mean, this is one of those letters where it's just like, what is going on here up in your house? Like, I don't even know. This is some old craziness. The mother as a joint tenant.
Yeah, we need to get the mother on here. I want to know what do the mother think, because I want to know if she backing her son, if she think her son was in the wrong, but she'll take her 50%. Is she willing to sign? Like, what's going on? Is she gonna give the lady a hard time to get what's rightfully hers back? I need to hear what the mother got to say.
Dr. Williams is laughing, Jerome. Yeah, this is definitely a lifetime story. Like, what is this? Like, what is this letter this week, y'all? I mean,
yeah, when y'all send in y'all letters, send how long y'all with y'all partner and add y'all ages. I feel like people be scared to say their ages. Like, no point,
Yeah, they don't want to say their age. They probably don't want to make the letters too long, but tell us how long you've been married. Tell us some of those things, because all of those things matter to me, specifically the age. Because ain't nothing worse than an old fool. So if y'all been together and y'all been married for even if y'all have been together, not say if they even been married for 7 years, but they've been together for 20 years, then you already know his games. He done showed you before plenty of times what he is about. So you are not surprised. You may have confronted him on this and you home arguing and fussing and fighting every single time, but he has definitely shown you who he is multiple times. So I really need to know how long they've been together, how long they've been married, like this whole spiel with this mother-in-law, how long how well she knows the mother-in-law, the relationship between the mother-in-law. Send us some follow-ups here, because this letter is a hot mess.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think we touched on too, just real quick. What does he do? She says she was working 2 jobs for 18 months, and this is their dream house. So they're like, this is not just like a little, a townhouse or something, or a row house, single family. This is like her dream house. She said this is supposed to be the proudest moment of her life. So it's like, why is it that your credit's messed up? And why is it that you have nothing to contribute to the table? Like, you don't have anything. You're not even have a fund where, you paying her X amount of dollars back towards, the $60,000 down payment or anything like that. Like, what is he doing? Why he think he can just, I'm with you on
We might have to start judging now. I'm with
her on this one. Like, why do you feel as though you can come take what's mine and grant it to your mother as a gift? Like, it ain't even like, oh, your mother's 80th something, or Pete, like a gift. I don't think this the time to be safe.
We've been trying to be politically correct, but I mean, the truth is somebody is scamming over here.
You feel me, Jordan?
This relationship. Jordan said yes.
What did he do, Jordan?
Yeah. Why does he have you putting up all the money, slipped his mom on the deed and title? It's something going on in this household that we need more information about. And also, what does she do? I mean, she got $60,000 to be able to put up. And I mean, she didn't even bat an eye to figure out where a penny of his money at. She just put all her money up. Like, that's a nice lump sum of money to put down by yourself. And then the husband didn't even ask to be put on a deed and title. Like, it just all kind of seemed fishy to me. Like, where are you people from? What do you got going on? what's happening in your house. What type of nonsense is this that y'all are sending this letter in to us, because we can't solve this issue. It's a lot happening.
Yeah, like Rome was saying, there's a lot of left out detail. Because I also want to know, like, who is the people around them? Oh, like, who's the realtor? I need their information. Like, what firm do they work for? What brokerage do they work for? I need to know, like, where's her parents, or where's her sister, brother, cousin, best friend that's giving her advice? Like, what's going on? How did this just happen like that? Well,
Yeah, that's what we just said, Ron. Yeah, he set his mother up, put her on a deed and title. And I mean, he could walk away at any moment, sky and clear free. I mean, he would still be in the marriage, but I mean, statistics show men are not the ones that file for divorce and leave their marriage anyway. So he just can move out, not be divorced, get his own house. He could still have some money. Like, does he have a separate account where's any of his money sitting? And he didn't contribute anything. He's not on a deed and title. He's not anything. Like, this is all a no-go or everything.
He's sneaky to me. That's why I need to know what's mom age, because he trying to get mom these assets. And if mom up there, she 80, 82, 83, he thinking he might get something left behind. Like, he going to figure out a way to get him a piece of it somehow, some way.
And the cultural piece. So it's like, is the mom getting attached to it so that the mom now can have equity to pass down to other family members? And he just trying to make sure, like, his side of the family is okay, or like, what's all the plan with this? But yeah, it's definitely, it's all weird. This is it's a good letter, but once I start picking it apart, I start thinking about it like, this is all we need more information. Number one, this is straight off a Lifetime. What's happening in your house? This is not normal. Just if y'all home thinking this is normal, the landlord of my own nightmare who wrote the letter in anonymously, this is not normal behavior for family to be conducting business like this. So definitely sit down, have a conversation with your husband calmly, so that you will know that and don't get emotional. We've been talking week after week about this emotional intelligence, all of that, going off is not going to get the mother re-sign this deed and stuff re-signed. So you need to now calm down and get to business. Hire yourself an attorney, be advised by this attorney on what's the best thing you can do. You don't necessarily need to be divorced if you do still want your husband. Again, we ain't giving marital advice. Clearly, he's been scamming you, girl, for a long time. So maybe you like getting scammed. But if you want your mother-in-law off this deed and title, then get yourself an attorney, sit down with a title company, and have your mother-in-law removed from the deed and title so that you can have full ownership. And call your mother-in-law up also. That's how you'll be able to know if she in on it. Have a conversation and say, hey, I didn't give permission for you to be on the title. And if your mother-in-law is not in on it, she should be shocked and surprised and appalled that you did not know, and be more than happy to remove herself. So I would say start there. Have a conversation with your husband. He may not want you to call his mother. He's going to keep saying all the things to say, don't call my mother, I'm going to handle it. Girl, don't listen. Call his mother directly so that you can know how much you're being played in this situation. Call his mother.
That's good advice right there.
Yeah. So I think we're going to move on to our next segment, which is our quick hits. And I can start. I have a few quick hits in real estate, just one or two. The number one thing is the federal grant money that I have been talking about for a very long time. Dr. Lydia said, Doc, I just thought about sometimes maybe it's a strategy. It definitely is. They're playing games over there. They're playing games. She need to call the mother directly and just stop listening to her husband, because her husband is a liar. He's lying, he's scheming, it's something. So you can find out if they both in on it by just, hopefully she has a certain level of emotional intelligence, because I'm so good with discernment. By the time I call the mother, I'm going to find out easily just from the mother's tone, the conversation, everything, if she in on it or not, or how this thing is going. But yes, back to my quick hits. So the number one quick hit that I have in real estate for trending topics is, I've been talking the past few weeks about some of these federal grant programs that are available for down payment assistance. So they typically run out really, really fast. Dr. Lydia said a hidden pending lawsuit. Yes.
Definitely some scamming going on.
Yeah, some scamming. So the federal funds typically run out really fast. However, one of the programs have still has some funding to this day. However, we have lost funding for the program through FHLB, which is called Workforce. This is the program that had 100% forgiveness at the closing table. So we already knew people were going to snatch that money up really quickly because it's all forgiven. It's literally like soon as you, the way in the letter they signed at the closing table, with this program, as soon as you sign, all of the funds that you were given are forgiven. You don't have to pay a penny of it back. So that program no longer has any money. If it gets any new money, I will let everyone know as our episodes go, if I get word that that workforce program has additional funding. However, the other program that's set for lower income families. So technically, if you're in a lower income bracket in the region that you live in, and your income is below the median income standards, then you still could qualify for the forgivable program, but it has a 5-year forgiveness to it. It's not forgiven immediately. Still a very, very great opportunity because our state program has to be repaid regardless. So no matter what, 30 years from now, you owe every penny back. The federal program that still has funds, you just have to live in the house for 5 years and it's prorated each year, and you do not have to pay it back as long as you stay in the house for 5 years. So if you know that you're going to possibly have a 5-year plan to stay in your home, then you can definitely still reach out. That program still has funding. And again, I'll let everyone know if Workforce gets any additional funds. We still kind of holding steady. I had an appointment today in Northern Virginia. The markets are, some are still shifting towards buyers. Buyers still have a little bit of the advantage. So if you're in the market to purchase, then, it's not the full-fledged buyers market that we were predicting for 2026. And I mean, it's just rolling. We're about to be in May already. That's just like unbelievable at this point. So we're not predicting that we may have interest rates drastically decrease too much until maybe 1 or 2 more interest rate decreases in 2026. And that's really a strong possibility. But I would not hold out for 2027 because we still do have home sale prices continue to rise. So, if you can get in, just get in where you can. And especially, like I said, the federal program for low income families is still available. Do you have anything you want to share on your end?
I do. I actually got a couple mental health, I guess quick hitters, mental health boosters and stuff. But first, I'll say just for stocks, if anybody was wondering, couple top stocks that I've been looking at this week: Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Meta. I also was looking at Airbnb a little bit for a hold. I didn't really start playing around with it too much. I just was looking at it some just because I was talking about it with somebody the other day and started looking at Airbnb. But Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Meta, I think all of those are great stocks to be looking into right now if you are interested in that. And just some of my gems that I was hearing on podcasts or just talking to people throughout the week and just hearing that has stuck with me this week. First is that saving plus sacrifice equals scaling. Fear without action is cowardly and it will yield no results. And the fear of going back should always be enough to push you forward. So wherever position you're in right now, the only motivation you should need is to know that the fear of going back, that should be enough to push you forward to get to that next level. So no matter if it's in investing, your workout journey.
Wait a minute. We needed that, Jim. Say that one more time. Wait a minute. I received that. Repeat that one more time, but for people in the back, because I'm going to take that one in myself.
All right. So first is saving plus sacrifice equals scaling. Fear without action is cowardly and will yield no results. So what that basically means is that fear is an emotion. It's okay to feel all emotions. Everybody out here, especially men, we all, got a mask and make it seem like we tough, this, that, the third. And that don't necessarily mean like fear as in nothing physical or nothing like that. It could be a fear of starting a business, fear of picking up that phone call or reaching out to that family member you've been needing to talk to and have a conversation with. So just know that, fear without action is cowardly and it will yield no results. So it's okay to, have a fear or, be scared of something, but make sure, we only live in this one life. So make sure you go take that risk, take that chance, and, know that God is with you or whoever you believe in. And the last thing is that the fear of going back should always be enough to push you motherfucking forward.
I see my.
That's how I usually say it.
I see Damon in the chat. Thanks for joining us, Damon. He said he loved those gems.
Thank you,
The
Mr. Damon. I
fear of
appreciate
going
that.
back should be enough. Because let me tell you this: I don't want to go back to any point of my life ever. You know, I erased some of my life anyway. So I always say my life kind of started in like 2003-ish, 2004 probably. All the rest I don't even remember, but I definitely don't want to have any points that I'm going back. So, like you said, the fear of that. So, if you're a person that is fearful, I mean, I think that's a great gem for this week because
like, just think of all the stuff that you've been through in your past, and just and I know I'm just talking to you specifically, man. Just specifically you, and think of where you at right now, and just like if somebody was sitting on your shoulder or something, or teenage you, 19, 21-year-old Ed was sitting on your shoulder, and you just looking like, we did this. We finally, we doing this thing. We did this. So like the fear of going back should be enough to keep you pushing forward, should be enough motivation. You don't need nobody else to come and pick you up because nobody else is going to come and pick you up. So that's just
Damon said he don't want to go back either. No, I don't want to go back. Nothing.
We all trying to get to that next level.
And I will say that, that is part of my fear that keeps me moving. Like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to be in the same situation. The worst thing you could be is in the same situation you were in last year, more or less the same situation you were in 10 years ago. And we know so many people that our friends, our families, our co-workers, that they just live, day by day. They just go with where the wind blows them, you know what I'm saying? And they're in the exact same situation. You can remember 10, 15 years ago, and it's just that you run into them, even you may not even seen them in 10 or 15 years, and you run into them and you just like, they doing the same stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, they talking the same talk, they doing the same talk. Miss Kim said facts.
I'm not Kim.
Yeah, Miss Kim says she ain't going back. Absolutely not. We just know so many people. So I think that was an amazing gem. That was an amazing gem for this episode. Like, we definitely need that. And I'm going to steal it. And when I have my trainings, I'm going to let them know that Damon said, yup, year after year, the same situation. No, it's the same thing. Don't we all know multiple people like that? We all know the same. Every time you turn around, you can bump into somebody. And then you're just thinking in your mind, like, they saying the same thing. They on the same stuff. They on the same scheme.
I really feel like it's the
same job.
I feel like it's the discipline and the people that's around you. Like, not only just because I'm doing my 75-day challenge, but like I said, that's not just working out. It's just discipline in all areas. So like even the small stuff, and like I feel like I've took a step back away from so many people just because so much stuff was just giving me like a ick, and it could be like the slightest thing where like, oh, you told me you was going to do this and you're not doing it, and it don't have nothing to do with me. It could be, oh, I said I was going to take this to the post office, or I said I was going to get up and go do X, Y, and Z, and then a week or 2 weeks go by and you never got up to even attempt to do X, Y, and Z. So it's like I kind of like to take a step back from stuff like that, and just because I understand that how hard it is to be part of the 1% out here in the world. Like, you gotta think it's 8 billion plus people out here in the world, and how many people are in this lower middle class, which I don't even know how long we still want to have have a middle class. Soon it's just going to be a lower class and a higher class. Yeah. So I feel like in order to get out of that, I feel like to get out of that, like, same cycle, or how they say break generational curses and stuff, I feel like it does take a lot more discipline than what a lot of people think. And if I got to be that person in my friend group to sit there and hold everybody accountable, then that's what I'm going to do, because I know where I want to go at. So I know the steps that it's going to take, and I know it's going to be hard to do. So if I want to, live easier later on in life, then we're going to do the hard stuff right now.
Yeah, whenever I go out to the schools, just to piggyback off of your mental health segment, and then we'll wrap it up. But I love that moment so much. I was out at the schools recently this week doing report card reviews, and one young lady said to me, and the thing I love about when I go out and volunteer to do this is that I always take a piece of it kind of with me even. It's just one of those things that as I talk to the young people, it's not that I can always I can see myself in them, because some of these things I was never doing. It's just that now, like you said, the environment is so meaningful, because I'll think about it and I'm like, first off, I'm so blessed that my children don't have these challenges. Number one, like these things are not, they wouldn't even have a clue. These are not things that they face every day. But one young lady said to me, she said, my grades are just low like that because I turn in things late. I'm always just doing it last minute. I'm always doing things late. Some of this stuff in math and English is like a foreign language to me. And, I just get frustrated. And sometimes I just even cheat and turn it in. So then I said to her, I said, oh, well, are you working a job? I know teenagers are employed. Maybe they're babysitting their brothers and sisters. Like, what's happening at home? She was just like, no. I said, oh, so you got plenty of time. You just are choosing to turn in everything late. Like you have plenty of time. And I just thought about when you said that, like some of those things definitely separate at a young age where, I try to leave them with, do what you have to do now so that you can do what you want to do later. That's the key. But what we have taught the young people is, you only live once, live it up to the fullest right now. No, you should be educating yourself. You should be disciplined right now. You should be motivated right now. This is a time where you should be working 2 and 3 jobs. You should be stacking. You should be doing investing. You should be educating yourself as much as possible and staying consistent, especially in your 20s, even your 30s. If you are set by the time that you're 40, you're still in a very, very good position, but you got to put the work in first. And what they're doing is everybody's traveling the world and they think they got to live it up. And not saying you can't still enjoy life. Success is enjoying life. That's what people don't understand. They think it's boring, where it's just like the more you start being successful, you now have money, your bills are being paid, you're comfortable. I promise you that is a good feeling. You're not going to sit home and be like, poor me. I just feel so horrible that I paid all my bills on time this month and I had 30,000 extra and I can take care of my family and my friends. I have the car of my dreams. I have the home of my dreams. Now I'm able to even donate some time. I have the job of my dreams. I'm in the career of my dreams. That's never going to feel miserable. But for some reason, people feel like that's like the miserable side. Ms. Kim says, surround yourself around like-minded people. Yes, discipline. Absolutely. Damon said, I learned to separate myself from those and surround myself with those that will help elevate each other and hold each other accountable. That's what the problem is, Damon. People definitely, when stuff like this, just like Monte said, this letter right here, who are your friends? Who are your friends and your family?
Yeah, seriously. Like I just understand, like it's okay to, not they eating it up in the chat. They saying teacher doc. Like it's okay to, not be exactly where you want to be. But like you said, even if it takes you till you're 40 years old, like when I can finally take that sigh of relief and be like, I did it. Like it's going to just feel so much better because I know what I sacrificed. I know all of the time that it took and I know what I put in to get it out. So, I'm not just.
All you gotta do is stay healthy. I mean, my dad used to say that all the time. You're young, just continue to stay healthy. And the second thing he used to say to me, keep your record clean and stay healthy. You got plenty of life to live. Go do what you got to do up front. And don't think, you only live once because, I might not be here tomorrow. Stay healthy. Stay out the way. You won't be here tomorrow. You shouldn't even be places that you feel in that kind of. I don't even go nowhere where I don't feel like I belong. As soon as I walk in the room, if it's feeling like something ain't right, I'm gone anyway. Like you can't. I always say you can't even bump into me. You have to have an appointment. To run into me. Nobody has ever said I saw Dr. Ebony in Walmart. No, you didn't. Because you can't even bump into me. I'm not even in those places. I'm not in no circle. You didn't see me. You didn't bump into me because my environment is also that meaningful. Because when I'm on a mission and I'm determined and I'm being consistent, I'm not in the same place that you are even. I can promise you that. For somebody that's not on my same path, you would have to find me at the Millionaire Networking event or something. So if you wasn't there, you didn't bump into me, because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to educate. I'm spending my days in places like that. So it's very hard to just bump into me. So keep yourself out of those environments. Like Damon said, make sure your circle is tight and trustworthy. When somebody show you who they are, believe them the very first time. They don't got to show you twice. Believe them the very first time. And also make sure that you are doing what you have to do now so that you can do whatever you want to do later.
Yeah. We appreciate all of y'all for tuning in on this Friday, even being on here this late, being attentive. It's only 8 p.m. where I'm at, but I know some of y'all it's 9 o'clock over there. So
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate y'all for being here this Friday, man.
Yes,
Y'all
we appreciate all the love in the chat. Also, Miss Kim said that's right, Doc. Yes, we
like,
appreciate
comment,
all the. Yes,
subscribe,
I was about to
share.
say like, comment, and subscribe, please, to our YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook Live, we definitely appreciate all of the support on Facebook Live. And I just put on the screen to scroll. Our Gmail. So financefridayletters@gmail.com. If you have any letters, any topics even that you want to send in, even if it's not this foolishness letter that came in today, if you have some topics that you want us to discuss that's involving real estate, involving finance, financial literacy, if you have some questions, we can include that into the show as well. So send that information in. Oh, James is here. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Yes, send that information in, and we would love to answer any of your questions. We are open book. This is not a forum where, you know, we don't want you guys to give feedback. So definitely send everything into financefridayletters@gmail.com, and we may be reading your letter or answering your questions on the live broadcast. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. And make sure that if you don't do anything else this week, please take a moment to check on your strong friends.
Don't forget to check on y'all strong friends, man. Appreciate you guys, and see y'all.